Namaste India and good morning to everyone. I am Anish Shastri, the President of Indian Student Association at ASU. First, I'd like to congratulate you all on deciding to join ASU. Indian Student Association is a student organization at ASU serving the needs of Indian students. We cater to around 2,500 students on campus. Yes, we are a lot of them here. We are also one of the largest international student communities at ASU. Over the last few years, we have organized many events throughout the year, like Jankar, Independence Day, Republic Day, Diwali night, you name it. The events are fun, that's in terms of dancing, music, and of course, Indian food. One of the most important service we provide is the airport pickups and temporary accommodation for all new incoming students. We try our best to make your journey into ASU as smooth as possible so that you can get settled in ASU before you start with your studies. Today, we have all gathered here so that we can reach out to all you new students here who are coming in for the fall 2015 semester. This is an Ask Us Anything format of Hangouts, where we'll try our best to address all your questions. So here's how it will work out. You can post your questions using the link provided on the Facebook event. So please head over to our Facebook page where we have the today's event lined up. We have the link to post your question. We will answer the questions which have been received. We have a panel of people here who are sorting through your questions. So we'll answer them in the order it was received. And please don't repeat your questions because once we answer it, you can always go back and check it out. So since this is a live broadcast on YouTube, it works like this. You can always check the live, click on the live button at the bottom of your screen. You can come back to the live event or the live broadcast. You can always scroll back to the beginning of the Hangout and start watching the whole thing. We will share the whole Hangouts after the event, so don't worry if you've joined late, you'll get everything. So before we start, let me introduce the panel with us today. We've got a good mix of current graduate and undergraduate students. I request everyone to introduce themselves, starting with Funny.
Welcome all. My name is Panikiran and I'm a master student in electrical engineering. And I and my team hope here to resolve all the queries that you may have to the best of our abilities and knowledge. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mitika Alkaran. I'm doing my master's in biomedical engineering.
Hi, my name is Parvi Rajaguru, and I'm doing my bachelor's in biological studies.
Hi, my name is Aditya and I'm pursuing a master's degree in material science and engineering.
Hello everyone, I'm Swastik. I'm currently doing my bachelor's in mechanical engineering and I welcome you all to the ASU Sun Devil family.
Hello India, hope everyone is doing good. I'm Saurabh. I'm doing my master's in industrial engineering.
Hey everyone, I'm Shashwat Srivastava. I'm doing my master's in industrial engineering.
Hey guys, I'm Raghav Venkatesan and I'm doing my PhD in computer science.
Thank you everyone for introducing yourself. So let us first begin by discussing on the pickup and accommodation. I'm sure most of you guys are waiting for that. So here it is. Let's quickly bring up our ISA website. Okay, so as you can see on our website, we have tried to make things as simple as possible. You can see the 4 steps to register for pickup and accommodation. The first one is a very important one. Please go through the guidelines document. It has each and everything listed down, and we have tried to make it as simple as possible for you. So once you're done with the document, the next step is to register on the ASU arrival form. So when you click on the ASU arrival form, you get this page. To get this page, you have to log in using your ASU ID. So once you fill out all the relevant details, when you click on submit, you get a confirmation email back from ASU. This is important because once you get the confirmation email, it will also have the Super Shuttle discount code. Super Shuttle is an airport cab service. These are mini vans which can ferry up to around 4 people with their baggage from the airport to wherever you want. So once you get that confirmation code, so you have to book your super shuttle. So we've made a quick guide on how to book a super shuttle as well. So that's the third step, and we're showing you the things on how to do it. So once you are done with that, this is the last but not the least, the very important one is the ISA pickup and accommodation registration. So this is the form where we get all your details. So it doesn't matter wherever you have entered till now. I believe they're having a couple of forms floating around on the internet, but we request you please fill this form so that we have all the latest details with us and there's no problem with the pickups. So once you are done with this form, once the data reaches us, we will assign a volunteer to pick you up from the airport. Yes, a volunteer will be at the airport to pick you guys up. The details on the volunteer will be shared a few days before your departure. Don't worry if you don't get a confirmation until 3 days of your departure. I'm pretty sure we will be sending it out much sooner than that. But if you, just in case if you don't get it, feel free to contact us on Facebook page or just send us an email and we'll take care of that. So that's it on the pickup part. So now I'll hand it over to Mitzi, our Vice President, and she will explain on how the accommodation works.
Hi guys. So about temporary accommodation, ISA provides 3 days at the maximum of temporary accommodation. Please make sure on the pickup and accommodation form you fill out the appropriate questions so that we know you require temporary accommodation. We will house you either with local Indian families, with current ASU students, or in new apartments offered to us by our sponsors. We can only guarantee for 3 maximum days. During that time, please make sure that you look through the available apartments around campus. Our website has a listing of apartment complexes close by to campus. Please make sure you make necessary arrangements while you're here during your temporary accommodation. And we are volunteer-based. This is a volunteer-based service, so please be considerate, and we will try to accommodate your needs to the best.
Thank you, Mitzi. So now Swastik will explain on what are the first few things you'll have to do once you come to ASU, once you land in Phoenix. Swastik?
Hello, everyone. I would be guiding you through the process of the post-arrival process of the things that you need to do right after you come to ASU. So first things first. As soon as you come to ASU, the first thing you should do is to report to the International Students and Scholars Center, which is located at the Student Services building. And in order to do the check-in, you will need a few documents. But before that, make sure you do not miss to report to the ISSC center, because it's a mandatory service check-in that you have to do, and it is required of every international student to do that, because it's as per the law, and it is in order to have compliance with the United States Immigration Services. So the documents that you would be needing to do the service check-in are your passport, the I-20 issued by ASU, and the visa, as well as there's another document called the I-94, which is a proof of your arrival into the US port of entry. Now sometimes it's a hard copy, or most of the times it's like a soft copy which you can access in the internet. If you happen to receive a hard copy of that at any port of entry in the United States, make sure you carry it with you when you come to the ISSC office for the check-in. Now, after you have done with the check-in, you'll be given a set of instructions to complete a few things, being an international student. And after that, you also need to be attending international orientation at ASU. It is mandatory for all the students to attend the orientation. And the next thing you would want to do is to get a university ID card, which we call generally as the Sun card. You will get it at the Memorial Union building in the ASU, which is generally called as the heart of ASU. So if you go to that building, you need to carry some cash with you handy, because it takes $25 to get that Sun card. So after you get that card is basically to give you access to all the campus-wide locations and various departments and offices everywhere where you will be needing that Sun card to gain access to the buildings. After you do that, then you can roam around the campus, and there are a lot of banking opportunities, like banking places available around the campus, located around the campus. So you can decide for yourself which banks you would want to go through. You can go to the banks yourself and explore their various brochures and products that they have to offer. You can also check in with the mobile service providers around the campus. There are a lot of them located right around the campus, so that won't be a big problem. And you should the next step for you would be to go visit your set up an appointment with your academic advisor in order to register for classes, because you need to be registered as a full-time student with a certain number of classes as soon as possible. So make sure you schedule an appointment with your advisor and get registered for your classes. And apart from that, you can also explore a lot of apartment options available around the ASU campus, uh, depending on where you want to live, and you can explore all of them. And other than that, you can just roam around the campus, make yourself comfortable, meeting people, making friends, get used to the campus, get used to the weather and the conditions out here at ASU. And I just wish you have fun at ASU. So I'll hand it over to Anish.
Yeah, thank you, Swastik. Just to add on to Swastik, registering for classes and talking to the advisors, I guess it's more applicable for the undergrad students. So for graduate students, I believe you guys are able to register for classes once you have cleared all the different holds, like your MMR hold and the financial hold. So I'll now hand it over to RP, who can explain what specific things undergraduate students needs to do when they come into ASU, specific to undergrads.
Yeah, so for the undergraduate students, you guys will meet up with an advisor to actually schedule for your classes for the first time. So that will get you into the swing of things, and then you'll know how to actually register for them for the rest of the 3 semesters. And also, they are going to have you meet with a peer mentor once every semester. So that's twice a year for your first year, so that if you have any questions or anything, that could be answered there. And also, your academic advisor is one of the best resources you'll have for anything from classes to scholarships or anything. So yeah.
Thank you, Barbie. Saurabh can explain a couple of things on what graduate students need to do specifically only for grads.
Yep. Hello, guys. So yeah, I'll try to walk you down some of the topics I think you should have a good idea before coming down. So yeah, you all must be knowing your university orientation. That is the university orientation for the graduate people is on the 13th of August. It starts at 9 a.m. So you would want to reach Tempe and get like settled down before that. So all other departments have their departmental orientations, which are on different dates and locations. So kindly refer to your specific department website for that. And I'd like to give a brief on accommodations, because we're getting a lot of questions regarding those. So basically, the most occupied like places are on the east side of the campus or on the west side of the campus. So mostly a larger chunk of Indian people stay on the east side of the campus, but the west side will be closer to some of the departments like industrial engineering and computer science, computer engineering departments. So the other departments will find the east side to be a little more closer. So I'll go on details on that as and when I get questions. And just one more point about the prerequisite courses. I would like to say that the prerequisite courses can get waived. It depends on a situation and depends on the prior courses that you've taken in your undergrads. So yeah, and I'll explain all of those required as and when required by your questions. So yeah, thank you. Back to Anish.
Thank you, Saurabh. I guess Swastik had something to add on the housing for undergrads.
Yeah, hello. So before I go on to the housing thing, I just want to mention a couple of things that for the Sun card saying they just accept cash. and that is free for undergrads, the Sun Card system or the university ID as you call it. Now, as far as the housing is concerned, every undergrad is supposed to stay on campus in the freshman year, but they can always opt for an exemption depending on there are certain rules and regulations or certain excuses based on which you can get an exemption. But make sure that if you're assigned a particular housing for your freshman year, when you come to campus, there's a housing office located in the student services building as well. If you want any further information on that, just go to that office and get it clarified. Yeah, over to you, Anish.
Yeah, thank you, Swastik. Just to let you know, guys, if you're hearing a lot of background noise, we really apologize for that. It's quite hot in Tempe, and the air conditioning here is running on full swing, so please bear with us on this one. Okay, so now we have all these things out of the way, we can start with the actual question and answer session. So we have a lot of questions which I've already poured in. So let's start with the beginning. So we have a student Pankaj who asks, do they check for vaccinations here? I haven't got any hepatitis done. Is there a problem? What all medical documents we have to carry? I guess Funny can answer this one. Funny?
So regarding vaccinations, uh, the ones that are mandatory are shown on your My ASU page in the to-do lists, and they should. What you should be clear about is that you cannot register for classes, and your medical holds will not be removed if you do not submit to ASU your MMR and other immunization records which are mentioned on your My ASU page. Apart from this, there are no other medical checks done per se at either customs or at the university. But if you do have any sort of medical issues, if you have had a history of repeated medical issues, it is important that you carry all related documents with you. Also, apart from one other medical document that you should always carry is any prescription for any kind of special drugs. You will need a valid doctor's prescription for all sorts of medicines that you might be carrying with you in your luggage. So please keep that in mind. And back to Anish.
Yeah, thank you, Funny. So before we go ahead, I just want to welcome the all new guys who have just joined in. So you can post all your questions on the link which has been posted on the Facebook event page. So once you post your questions, we get them all in a sorted order. We have a set of people who are sorting it. So we'll start answering them in the order it was received. So feel free, go there and start posting your questions. So let's go ahead to the next one. So Vishwanathan asks, a student of industrial engineering specializing in OR, what book should I bring from India? I guess Saurabh, being from industrial engineering, is the best person to answer this one.
Yep, sure. So, yeah, Vishwanathan, I'd like to say it kind of depends on what courses that you're taking this semester, because every course has its specific book. So, from my first semester experience, most of the people take a subject called Design of Experiments, which has a book which is also called Design of Experiments, written by Montgomery. So, you'd like to maybe get that book if you're taking that course, obviously. And if you're majoring in OR, and you'll be taking a course called Applied Deterministic Operations Research, that is a core course. I mean, that is a mandatory course. You'll have to take it. So that book, I can tell you, is Optimization in Operations Research by Ronald L. Rardin. So yeah, I think you'll need these two books for sure, and it also depends on obviously what courses are you going to take. So I suggest you to talk to seniors who have, like, in you'll get a lot of forums online which have industrial engineering people in them, and industrial engineering groups. So talk to them and know what courses are you taking, and ask them what books do they refer for those courses. And on a personal note, I'd like to advise you to get as many books as you can from India, because they are not very cheap here. Yep, thank you.
Thank you, Saurabh. Okay, the next question is from Dhaval. He asks, my flight will be landing at 10:35 in the night on 5th of August. So would it be possible for ISA to arrange a pickup? So I'll go ahead and answer this one. ISA provides pickup round the clock, so don't worry about it. Whatever time your flight lands, we'll be there to pick you up. Be assured that we'll be there, and just make sure that you have all the super shuttle copy with you, the confirmation copy, the contact of volunteers, and the contact of ISA members. Everything's on the guidelines document. You can just have a printout of it so that it helps you. The next question is from Jayadatta. He asked, does ISA provide temporary accommodation until we can move into our apartments? In my case, we would be getting the apartment by 12th of August and we'll be arriving at Tempe on 5th August roughly. Okay, Jayadatta, to answer your question, ISA provides temporary accommodation for a maximum of 3 days. The reason being, we get a lot of requests. In fact, the last time around, we picked up more than 600 students and provided accommodation for more than 300. And one more thing about ISA is that it's completely volunteering based and not funded. So we find it sometimes really difficult to get this thing done. But we will definitely try our best to get you all the accommodation done. A quick suggestion would be once you reach Tempe, you have 3 days. Either you can get things sorted, or you can. I believe we'll be making a lot of new friends here, and we can also get you in touch with a lot of people here, seniors here, whom you can talk to, so that you can move into their houses until you get your apartment keys. So just a quick thing from last year, what happened. So many people had this question, I had this issue, but when they came in here, they got their apartment keys much earlier than they expected. So just keep in touch with your apartment leasing office. You never know, you might get it soon. But as far as the accommodation goes, we'll try to keep it for 3 days and we'll try our best. I hope that clears the question. So the next question is, which insurance should we prefer? The one provided by the university, or we should search some other insurance by some other company? It's a good question. So Aditya, would you like to answer this one, please?
Yeah, so basically, the insurance provided by ASU is by the agency called Aetna. You can go on to the ASU website and find out more details about it. For example, what it covers, what it doesn't cover. This is, I'd like to share something with you. So this is the website on which you can find all the details related to your insurance. If you go down here and have a look at the basic summary document, you'll find what is covered and what is not. So basically, for getting a waiver, ASU would require you to meet at least the minimum coverages that are met by the student policy. And if you want to get a waiver, you need to make sure that you get the insurance waived each semester, and it is waived no later than 2 weeks from the start of the semester. So, and also you can go to ASU's website again and find out the different agencies. They have a short list posted onto that, which you can consider for getting a different insurance. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Aditya, for giving the detailed explanation with the web links. So if you guys want these web links and stuff, please let us know on our Facebook page. We'll be happy to send you the links and more information. Just to add on to what Aditya mentioned, yes, on insurance thing, over the last few semesters, I guess specifically in the last semester, ASU had allowed us to take external insurance, but of late we have heard some news that that may not be the case going forward. But our suggestion is go with the ASU's insurance policy. Though it might sound a bit expensive, but it is reliable, and healthcare costs here are pretty high. So that's the best suggestion what we can do. Going on to the next question. Bharadwaj asks how to book rooms online in Amber Gardens or Quadrangles. So this would be specific to that apartment complex. So I believe the best answer is to reach out to the leasing office. You can find their numbers online on their websites and talk to the manager over there. So if you're not able to do that, you can contact any of the seniors who are living in that apartment, and they can help you out with this one. Okay, the next question is again from Jayadatta. He asks, MSNCS, looking to align my concentration towards big data. Any recommended courses I can take without hampering my pointer? Okay, being a CS student, I guess I can answer this one. So yes, ASU has come up with a new concentration on big data very recently. In fact, last semester they have introduced it. There are a few courses like data mining, mobile multimedia and web databases, statistical machine learning, if I'm not wrong. There are a few courses which you must take if you want to graduate in that concentration. So you can check that on our website, on ASU's SIDC website. You can definitely go there and check. As far as the recommended courses, I believe since it is a predefined set of courses, you must take those courses. And if you're really interested in big data and data mining stuff, I'm sure you'll love all those courses. Okay, the next one is from Aniket Yadav. He asks, is there any specific time that students are available to receive us on the airport? We are landing on 29th at 8:30 p.m. Since we've already answered this, yes, pickups are around the clock. We'll be there whatever time your flight comes in. And the only request is that just in case if your flight gets delayed or anything, please let us know so that we can send the volunteer at the right time to pick you up. So I believe that answers the question. Okay, the next question is, can we get temporary accommodation for a week as most of our apartments we reached out say the earliest we could move in by August 15th. Questions by Rajeshwari. Rajeshwari, again, as we answered previously, we try our best to give you the accommodation, but what we can promise is a maximum of 3 days. We can't promise anything about that, but as I said, we'll try our best. The next one is from Pawan. He asks how to apply for on-campus jobs. Would an experience letter of a similar job in India help? Good, really good question. Saurabh, could you please answer this one?
Yeah. Hey, Pawan. So yeah, an experience letter from my previous employer would really be helpful. And you in the I'll show you how to apply for on-campus jobs first of all. Uh, yeah. If you go to this My ASU portal, you go to the Finances tab. Then on the right hand side of the screen, you'll find search and or apply for student jobs. You go in there, go to job search, yeah, and then you go to search on campus jobs. After it opens up, yeah, go for search openings. Then you put all your hourly, student hire hourly and part-time, and if you know some certain jobs, you can put in the registration ID and the keywords, and then go search. So when you hit search, you'll enter the list of all the on-campus jobs at that moment. Yeah, so you can apply your on-campus jobs from there, and then the letter will obviously help. I'll try to I'll like to suggest you that you start applying for jobs before coming here, because there's a lot of competition, because there are a lot of people. So make specific resumes for jobs and try to make your resume look like you're born for the job. Yeah, so that would be it. Thank you.
Thank you, Saurabh. As Saurabh said, there are a lot of jobs on campus. ASU is a pretty big campus with a lot of research going on. So a lot of jobs are there, but as you know, there are a lot of students. So start applying soon. Most of the students get an on-campus job. So we wish you all the best with your job hunt or your on-campus job hunt. So hope you get it even before you come in here. So the next one is from Nitya. She asks, I want a few things on how SSN, the social security number, how it is acquired and how it works. So I'll take up this question. So SSN is a social security number, is a unique number which should be given to each individual here. Being international students, or specifically called as resident aliens, we will be getting this SSN only when we start working for some company here. Since we are students and we work on campus, our employers here can give us a letter. So what we do is we get an offer letter from an employer. We take that to ISSC, that is International Students and Scholars Center. So once we give that offer letter and the related documents, they will verify everything and they will give you a social security letter. You need to take that letter and go to Social Security Administration, which is in Phoenix. So once you go there and submit your document, you will be receiving your SSN within a week or within say 7 to 10 days. One important thing is SSN is a confidential document. It is a number, so you have to keep it to yourself, and it is a very important number because that will be linked to all your bank accounts, and it will be helpful with your taxation process and stuff. So that's how it works. So the next question is from Bhumika. She asks, "What if I am arriving at Arizona with a friend? Can we both be accommodated in the same room?" Mitzi can answer this, I guess.
Hi, Bhumika. So we will try our best to accommodate both of you guys together, but we can't guarantee it. Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, as I said, we try really hard to make it as easy as possible for you guys here at AUC once you come in. So don't worry, talk to us, talk to the volunteers at the airport. We'll try to figure it out. Okay, the next question is: I will be arriving on a Friday night. Will the bank and student services be open for on Saturday and Sunday? Tanvir asked this question, so Mitzi can answer this again.
So some banks are open on Saturdays. You have to check their website to see if what their hours are. Student services, I believe, is open on Saturday as well. Anyone can correct me if I'm wrong. So you should be able to get your stuff done on Saturday.
Oh yeah, Mitzi, just to add on to that, since I'm a student worker at ISSC, ISSC is closed on Saturdays. Works from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So if you want to come and check in, that is done from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you want to talk to the advisor, it is between 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. You have walk-ins. If not, you can go for graduate advisor appointments and the immigration advisor appointments, so they can help you out with this one. So yeah, Saturday and Sunday, they are most likely closed. So don't worry about it. You can go on Monday morning and get the savings check-in done. So that's not a problem. But make sure that that's the first thing you do once you get into Tempe. Okay, the next question is from Mayuri. I've heard that rents of apartments have gone high. Is that true? Mayuri, it depends. So every year the apartment guys keep increasing their rent. So you just have to keep in touch with them, talk to your seniors who are there in that apartment complex, and ask how much when they are paying, so that you have a clear idea on how much it's there. Others can pitch in because I'm just from one part of the ASU campus. You guys can add in if you have any information on this one, guys. Yes, Funny.
So to add to what Anish said, it is totally the prerogative of the apartment complex whether they want to increase the rent or not. There are quite a few apartment complexes which still have the same rent, but almost always, if you sign a new lease, you're signing a fresh lease, the rent goes up. I can give you information regarding I can tell you about 1255 apartments, which was also called quadrangles. So the rents in these apartments are going up because more likely than not, they are going to renovate any apartment which is off lease. And once anyone who signs a new lease will have a higher rent as compared to what the people from the previous year are paying. That's all.
Thank you, Funny. I guess you can take the next question as well, in which Tanvir asks, what are the mobile plan options provided to us? Do we have to pay additional money for mobile data? Just give a couple of points on this.
Regarding mobile connectivity, most of the mobile service providers require an SSN for them to give you a connection. There are very few, in fact, there is the most reliable one which gives a mobile connection without a SSN is T-Mobile, and this is the only service which gives you a SIM card without a SSN number. So as has been previously mentioned, you can only get a social security number if you have a job of sorts, a valid job with you when you are in the US of A. And I would say most people normally go for T-Mobile, but if there is someone in the US, United States, who is a resident of United States and has a social security number, you can get a connection in their name from any of the other services such as AT&T, Verizon, or Sprint. And most of the mobile plans have a lot of data included in them. T-Mobile, for example, offers a family plan wherein at max 5 people can be added to the group, and each one of them gets 2.5 GB of 4G data, depending on your mobile phone. Other companies have different data plans, but they are almost always included in the regular plan. That's it. Back to you, Anish.
Thank you, Funny. Thank you for the elaborate information on that one. So the next question is from Srinath. He asks, I'm arriving on August 8th, but my apartment is available only from September 7th. So how do I arrange my temporary accommodation? So Srinath, we have already addressed this question. So we request you to please go back on the video and check this thing out. And just for the sake of completeness, yes, we'll be providing only for 3 days. So after that, we'll have to figure out a temporary accommodation. So you can reach out to us. We can talk more on this one. So the next question is from Vatsal. He asks how and when to apply for a summer internship in CS and how does ASU help students with this? So again, Vatsal is from computer science, so I'll take this one. So summer internships in computer science, yes, you can get a lot of internships. There are a lot of companies around, and as Saurabh said a while back, the best way to go ahead is to start applying as soon as possible. How to apply? As soon as possible, and when to apply? For that same, I guess. And how does ASU help students with this? ASU has a lot of ASU's career services. They conduct a lot of events. Some of them are like resume review and how to be prepared for interviews. And there are many things what career services organize. And there are many events going on campus, which are like career fairs and stuff, where people come in, where companies come in to hire for internships. So there are a lot of opportunities on campus and off campus. And it is a bit different from what happens in India. So you might have a feel that in India, campus the companies come onto campus to recruit people. So it is a bit different here. You will have to reach out to all the companies. So you have to send out your resumes, start networking. So that will really help you a lot. Be active on LinkedIn. Reach out to all the HRs, recruitment people, so that you can get your internship thing done quickly. The next one is from Arpit. He says, I'm trying to lease a flat by 12:55. They want a guarantee who's from US. I do not have any contacts. Can you please guide on how to resolve a guarantor problem? Funny, you're from Quartz. I guess you can answer this.
All right. So regarding the guarantor for your apartment, open your I-20 and look at the name of your advisor, which is written on your I-20, and fill that up. That is what most of us who took over a lease at Quadrangles or 1255 did last year. And yeah, that's it, Anish.
Thank you, Funny. So the next question is from a PhD student, Mohit. He asked, I'm a PhD student in PCE and wanted to know when we will get our advisor. So we have Raghav, who's currently working on our backend, but he will be really happy to answer you this question, being a PhD student. Raghav?
Hey Mohit. So as a PhD student, for you, you have two kinds of advisors. I'm not sure which one you're referring to. There's a graduate advisor who is like secretary to the dean's office. That person is involved in all your forms and other logistical processes. You will find who your grad advisor is once you come here on your first day of departmental orientation. But then again, there is the academic advisor. Now, an academic advisor is somebody who actually advises your thesis, and it's actually a professor. So nobody will tell you who your advisor is. You have 1 year. Your entire first year is it's your job to find an academic advisor. I would recommend that you go through the ECE website and find out who is doing what, who is working in what field, and find out if anybody and their work interests you. Another way, a good way to go about this is to talk to the people who actually work in those labs. They give you indications as to who is what kind of a person to work with and what is their work ethic and everything. And these are important factors to consider before you take up an advisor. So I wish you good luck with that, and I hope you answer your question.
So the next question is from Shalmali. She asked, we're landing at 10 p.m. So we'll be out of the airport by 1 a.m. So after all the security checks, we'll be picked up from ISA at such late night. Mitzi, could you please answer?
Shamali, so our volunteers do work around the clock, like we mentioned before. So do let us know what time your flight gets in, and we'll try our best to accommodate and have you guys picked up.
Yeah, thank you, Mitzi. So the next question is from Dhaval. He asks, "Hello, I have not booked flight yet, so is it okay if I fill the form after 9th of July?" That's okay, Dhaval, but we recommend you to fill up the form as soon as possible so that we get all the details and we can start planning for it. We can assign a volunteer and take care of things. So do it at the earliest whenever it's done, but make sure that you do it 72 hours before your departure so that we have all the latest details. There's no last minute uh, things. The next question is from Chintan. He asked whether to book apartments from India or after reaching ASU. I'm tempted to book it from India, but there is a fear that it may not be the same as in the photographs the lead agents show. So, how is Amber Garden? That's a really good question, Chintan. Things are not always as they look in photos. That's a really good thing. And you are asking about Amber Gardens. So, a couple of us stay at Amber Gardens, and it is pretty good. So, in fact, all the apartments around ASU where the Indian students live, they are pretty much the same. They are really good and they're well maintained. So, we suggest that you better start booking it from India itself because after coming here, you may come in first or second week of August, and it might be a bit late by then to find apartments. As we can already see, people are finding it difficult to get the apartment keys even by August first week. So our suggestion is start working out, talk to the people who currently stay at Amber Garden so that just in case if you want, they can go and check, send you some photographs of a place or something that works out. The next question is from Tejal. That's how do we know who is our academic advisor? So, assuming Tejal, you are an undergraduate student, I'll pass this over to Barbie.
Hi, Pedro. So basically, you go onto your My ASU page, and on the right-hand side corner, it should say that who your academic advisor is. But if it does not say, normally for a lot of the departments, you can walk in and they set you up with a different advisor, and then you can keep meeting with the same person. Or you can go in during walk-in hours and meet with a different advisor if you personally didn't like the one you had previously met. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you, Barbie. So, just in case of graduate students, so academic advisors are assigned to a set of people. So, depending on your last name, you have a specific academic advisor. You can just uh, check on the academic advising appointment website. So, that's one place where you can find out who your advisor is. There are many other ways, and that's really not a problem. You can just come over to go to your advisor, and they'll help you out for graduate students. The next question is from Rupakshi. She asks, is there any dress code for the ISSO orientation? I guess Swastik can answer it better.
Uh, Hello. So there's no specific code for the students' ISSC orientation, but make sure you wear some comfortable clothes. And because it's summer out here, so it's gonna be hot, so you have to roam around a bit in the sun as well. So make sure you wear some comfortable clothes. But as I said, there isn't any specific dress code for the orientation. Over to you, Anish.
Yeah, thank you, Swastik. So the next question is from Tejal. The question is, what is the format of the deficiency test out exam? From where can we get a sample question paper? Barbie, you can answer it from part of the behalf of the undergraduate students if they have any.
For the tests, I'm sure you can find some sample questions online, but I think Anish can give you a better answer to that question.
Okay, Saurabh, do you have any idea on this one? The deficiency, I guess it's the prerequisite exams.
Yeah, I've given two of them. So they will not be like lengthy papers that I can tell you, and from my experience, they were not like very hard to go about. So they will be basic questions of only the basic concepts that you need to clear the prereq. And the exam that I gave were 40 minutes, so they're really short exams compared to what we are used to in India. They're really short, and the papers will not be difficult, and they will have objective as well as filling the blanks, true and false, and some calculative questions. So yeah, they'll have a mixture of everything, but they'll not be tough. Thank you.
Thank you, Saurabh. The next question is from Ratnakar. He asks, what is the best way to pay the fee? Can you brief us on the wire transfer method and how it works? Funny is the expert here, so he can tell you guys on this.
Okay. If you go onto the Finances tab on your MyASU page, it redirects you to first. It shows you how many what your current charges are, and when you click on the Make Payment tab, it takes you to a separate website where it lists all the different modes of payment that you can use. So one of them is eChecks, and eChecks uses a US based account for you to pay your fee. You can link your bank account to this web page, and it will direct you in a manner so that you can directly transfer your funds from your bank account to the college account. And this is something very similar to what your net banking is in India. Another method is to bring a demand draft. Now, a demand draft needs to be issued in the name of Arizona State University, and not the name of a department and not the name of a degree, nothing, only Arizona State University. And this is something that your bank will issue, and this has to be drawable internationally. So your if whatever bank you are a customer of, they can give you details of what their demand drafts are like. Thirdly, there is a transfer method called peer transfer. This is interbank transfer service, which is provided by a third party with the name peer transfer. Now, the term third party here is important because many a time a bank may raise a question as to why it is transferring money to peer transfer rather than to ASU directly. So what you do is, like, when you select the payment method as peer transfer, it directs you to the peer transfer website, and peer transfer is a ASU certified agency, and your bank will get the peer transfer. You need to log in at the peer transfer, and it has a very detailed set of instructions on how to make the payments. It gives out all the details that are required for payment to ASU, and you have to follow those set of instructions and take the documents which are made available at the end of the process of filling out the form to your bank, and your bank has to initiate that payment within the first 48 hours of you signing up on peer transfer, once you fill up all the details on peer transfer. For details, it is if you want even if you want a more detailed conversation on this, it is best to go on to peer transfer, and they have a very helpful customer service page. You can email them, and I believe they have also recently started a chat site which over which you can ask your questions in real time. And this is a gist of all the different payment methods that you have at for paying your fees at ASU. Back to you, Anish.
Yeah, thank you, Funny, for all the detailed explanation. So just to add on to what Funny said, so just in case if you decide to bring in a demand draft, you have to go and pay it at the ASU Financial Services. That is in the Student Services building. It's in the same building as ISSC where you first check in. So when you come in there, you can just ask around. It's on the second floor. So that's where you pay your fees. And if you have any questions, you can go there and talk to them. They are really helpful and they'll help you out on this one. The next question is on from Rujita. She asks, can you describe the deficiency test pattern, level of difficulty, and types of questions asked? I don't think we are allowed to reveal everything here, but Saurabh,
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. So, yeah, just like I just said, and the deficiency tests would not be like very brainstorming ones. They will be of basic knowledge about the subject. I gave two of them, and both of them were around. I am from industrial engineering. I want to clear it. Both of them were around for 40 minutes, and they had a mix of all sorts of questions like fill in the blanks, true and false, objective, subjective, problems, I mean, calculated problems and stuff. So they will involve all types of questions, but they will be simple and they will stick to your basics. So if you know the basics, I think it should not be very hard to clear the pre-req exams. So yeah, that would be it. Thank you.
Thanks, Raghav. The next question is from Dheeraj. Considering the temperature, are there any winter wears required to be brought from India? So, very good question. Mitzi and Bobby, you can speak for the women out here, and Swasti can ask for the answer for the guys.
So for the women, I would say bring a jacket or two to keep you warm. It does get fairly cold here, but it's not too bad. So depends on how well you take the cold. So yeah, I would say bring a jacket or two, and then if you need anything else, you can always find a good store to get and get things here. So that's for the girls.
Yep. So for the guys, I would say that it gets pretty cold during the winters, but then, as I said, that it gets pretty hot in the summer. So make sure you get some comfortable clothes. But for the winters, yeah, you need a couple of like a few warm clothes for sure. But then not like the heavy jackets or too much. You can buy a few things over here as well. But yeah, it does get a little bit of cold. I mean, actually, it gets pretty cold during the winter, but then it doesn't snow here in Tempe. So you can get your clothes according to that. And as I said, you can always buy some new ones over here based on your requirements. What do you, Anish?
Yeah, thank you, Swastik. So the next question is from Kanika. She asks, how does the university village apartment as a place to stay? How do you register for it? Kanika would suggest you to talk to the apartment guys over there and the seniors who stay there. So they will give you the options or the advice on how to go about it. So there are a lot of questions here, so we start taking questions quickly. The next one is from Siddharth. He asks, is it mandatory to take student health insurance offered by ASU? This question is repeated, but just to make things clear, it's better to have an insurance here. Either you have it from India or you take it from here. But if you decide to take it in the US, better take it from ASU Insurance. We have already answered this one, so request you to go back and check it out. That'll help you. The next one is from Karthik. He asked, apart from the mandatory vaccinations, what other vaccinations should be taken by students in general? Different colleges have suggested different vaccinations to be taken. I guess Funny has already answered this one, but again, Swastik, if you want to add a couple of things to this.
Sorry, Anish?
If you'd like to add anything onto the vaccination question.
Yeah, yes, for sure. I mean, I would like to do a screen share for the vaccination thing. Just give me a second.
Thank you, Swastik. So the next question is from Harsha. Would like to add something, Swastik?
Yes. Can you guys? I don't know if
That's an interesting page. Yeah.
Okay, but I'll just probably answer that question verbally. So you just, as for ASU, you just need to have the MMR vaccinations done. But other than that, if you guys want to go ahead and do any other medical tests and get the reports for it, you're more than welcome to do it. But then for ASU, you're only required to meet the measles vaccination immunization thing, which we call it as MMR. So that's just it.
Okay. Thanks, Swastik. So the next one is from Harsha. The question is, how about transport facility to and from between campuses and place we live? Is a car compulsory? Aditya? you like to answer this, please?
Hi, Arshad. So the transportation in Tempe in particular is very good. You have a lot of options for public transport. Regarding transport between campuses, you have the Maroon Shuttle, which goes from ASU Tempe to West and downtown campuses, whereas you have the Gold Shuttle, which goes from ASU Tempe to Polytechnic campuses. Both the intercampus shuttles are free of cost and they go at a frequency of half an hour each day throughout the semester. So, and regarding transport from the places where you live towards the university, Tempe has something called as Valley Metro, who run a service called Orbit Bus. So these are free public transport buses which shuttle between different apartment. I mean, on different routes, and most of the apartments lie almost on the routes or very close to the route, so you can hop into the buses and get down at the campus from whichever place you live at. And these buses generally go at a frequency of 15 minutes each day, so transport between campuses and between the place where you live shouldn't be a problem as such. Thank you.
We hope that answers your question. So the next question is from Shekhar. He asks, I heard that there is quite a lot of bicycle bike theft in Tempe. Could you please highlight about it? Also, could you please tell me about the other transportation facilities? Uh, Funny question. Yeah, funny. Would you like to answer this?
So, regarding bicycle thefts, now this is an experience which differs from one apartment complex to another. However, inside the campus, there have been incidents of bicycle thefts, but there is also a continuous patrol of ASU police throughout the day. So there can be no guarantee on whether or not your bike will be safe if you leave it outside somewhere of your apartment complex for days at a stretch, or even if you leave it out for somewhere even for 20 minutes or so. But I would say this is not something that can be answered in black or white. There is quite a lot of gray area regarding. Apart from the transport, these regarding other transportation facilities, Aditya just mentioned the Orbit service, which is a bus service provided by the city of Tempe. This is free of cost to all citizens and is available on all 7 days of the week for about 16 hours a day. Also, there is a light rail connecting the cities of Phoenix, Tempe, and Mesa, and there are bus services, continual bus services starting from 5 a.m. in the morning till 11 in the night, which take you to and fro between all these cities: Phoenix, Tempe, Mesa, Scottsdale, and Chandler. So this is an overview of the public transportation facilities available here, and always there are cabs, and then there is Uber and other. There's one more service called Lyft. I guess that's it. Back to you, Anish.
Yeah, thank you, Funny. So before we go any further, I'd just like to add a couple of things. So the guys who might have just joined in, here's how we post the questions. Please check the Facebook page. There's a link over there to post the questions, and we get all the questions. We answer them in the order they were received. And a small request to all of you, please, we have got a lot of questions on prerequisites, so we have answered them already, so please don't send us any more. In fact, the best solution would be to just scroll back or move back on the video so that you get the answers for it. And also, we recommend not to ask us any department-specific questions, since this is a general hangout, which is for everyone, for the benefit of all the students. Please we'll be answering general questions, but for sure we'll be answering all your questions. If we do not answer this, we will definitely get back to you after the hangout. So moving on, the next question is from Dheeraj. He asks, will courses be available which appear full now? I'm unable to register for any courses in computer science. that I want to. One more thing, what is the difficulty of the prereq waiver test? What type of tests, and how do we pass those from past experience? So on the prereqs, we have already answered it. Saurabh, if you want to add on the first part of the question.
Yeah, sure. I've heard from specifically computer science department people that they get a lot of like courses which are not available. So what guys do is they just sit around till till 6 a.m. in the morning and just register for their courses. So if it is not there right now, I think what the only way out is to mail your graduate advisor and tell them that I have to take this course I want to take that is not open right now. There are some alternatives. They might get you a online course or a hybrid course, which you can do online. But you'll have access to all the TARs and the professor and everything, but that will cost you more. So yeah, I think the only way to go about it right now, if you don't have that course available, is that. And if any other CS guy can wants to discuss more about it.
Yeah, I'll be happy to take it, Saurabh. So I understand me being a CS student. In fact, there are very less courses around online right now. We're not able to register for it since the classes are completely gone. So my personal suggestion is that please wait. So after a while, new courses will be added for sure, and new seats will open up. And one more thing is students would have taken some courses just because they don't have any other course. So at the beginning of classes in the first few days, there will be a lot of students who will be dropping the course. So keep an eye out. You will be, I'm sure you will get your courses what you need. So if there are some courses which you have to take, then as Saurabh said, please talk to your graduate advisor and they might make some arrangements for you. I hope that answers the question. The next question is from Manideep. He asks, we are 10 people coming together. Should each one of us register for pickup and accommodation, or can we get the travel from airport directly to our apartment? So, Mitzi, would you like to answer this one, please?
Sure. Yes, each one of you do need to register separately. And if you guys already have an apartment ready, when you guys book the super shuttle, you can put in the address for the apartment. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thanks, Mitzi. Just to add on to that, so once you arrive at the airport, you just talk to the volunteer and tell them that you are a group of guys, so that we can talk to the super shuttle guys here and put all of you guys in a single cab, so that it works for you guys. So the next one is from Karthik. He asks, "Can you tell us more about I-94?" So, Swastik, would you like to answer this, please?
Yeah, sure. So what I-94 is, it is basically a proof for legal visitors to the United States. So it can be students or anybody for that matter. So it is actually, I mean, it gives you the proof that you have legally entered the port of entry into the United States. Generally, like these days, it is mainly available online, but then some of the port of entries give you a hard copy of the I-94, which is basically a proof of your arrivals into the United States. But in general, the I-94 is now available online. So if you just type on Google I-94 form, and then the first thing that appears on Google, if you access that, you can get a pretty good information on that. Back to you, Anish.
Yeah, thank you, Swastik. So the next question is from Raghu. He asks, "Is dental care covered in insurance?" A really good one. Aditya?
Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, the ASU insurance, which is in tie-up with Aetna Insurance Company, they do not provide dental coverage. Um, Here's a slight screenshot from the link which mentions what services are covered and what are not. So yeah, uh, that'll be it.
Okay, thank you. So the next question is from Nihar Singh. The question is, should I apply for international driving permit in India? Is it useful and valid in ASU? I guess Swastik can answer this one.
Uh, Yeah. So actually, yes, you can. The international driving permit is valid in the United States and even in Arizona. So if you would like to get one, that would be very handy, because if you plan to come to Arizona and plan to rent a car or something, you can do so for, under the international driving permit. And it is even more helpful that if you want to go for a, if you want to get a license or a Arizona license over here, then you can have the I mean the option to rent a car through your international driving license and go to the MVD or the motor vehicle department to have your Arizona license. So yeah, it is definitely valid. Over to you, Anish.
Thank you, Swastik. Next question is from Rajiv Reddy. He asks, can I submit the ASU arrival form and the ISA sign up form this early or just a week prior to the arrival would be sufficient? We'd suggest you to submit it as soon as possible if you have all the details ready, like your tickets if you've already booked it, and if you are able to book your super shuttle with the proper accommodation, destination, and stuff. We can always take the form right now itself, so sooner the better. So that's what we'll say. The next question is from Vamshi. He says he did not understand the student ID card process. Can you repeat that, please? So, Swastik, could you quickly go over the whole thing again the next a few minutes so that we make it more clear of all guys?
Yes, definitely. Very happy to go over the process once again. So, Vamsi, the thing is, you have to go to the Memorial Union Building, as I said, to get your Sun card. So it is basically free for undergrads, and but I mean, for in general, for the grad students or something, I think it is actually $25 to get that Sun card. Now, what that card is, as I said, it provides access to all the university buildings and everything that you need to access through within ASU. And then there is also a thing called a mid first card, or uh, which is basically associated with the mid first bank, which is inside the ASU campus. So there is an option that you can open an account with the mid first bank and have a Sun card along with it. I mean, that mid first card can serve as your ID card as well. And if you don't opt to select that bank, you can just get a regular Sun card at the Sun card office located at the lower level of the memorial unit.
Thank you, Swastik.
I would like to add something.
Yeah, go ahead, Funny.
I'm going to share a screen which lists out the differences between the two cards that are available at ASU, and this is it. So, like has been mentioned by Swastik, the Pitchfork ID is also functions as a debit card, and the bank which provides this debit card is MidFirst. Of course, as is mentioned even on the website and has been mentioned by Swastik, this is not a the Pitchfork ID is not mandatory for anybody. You can just get the basic Sun card, and you can get a bank account in any of the other banks. Also, you can get a Pitchfork ID, and as well as have a bank account in any of the other banks as well. There will be a minimum deposit required for MidFirst, which will be mentioned to you by them. But apart from that, this sheet mentions the different uh, proper what can be called as the features of both the cards. And that's it, Anish.
Thank you, Funny. So the next question is from Siddharth Jain. He asks, what are the books that an MSCS student should bring from India? Siddharth, specifically for computer science, it depends on what course and what concentration you are focusing on. In fact, all the professors here come up with their own specific material and content, so that is most of us what we follow. But if you do really want to bring some textbook, I suggested that you talk to the professor. If they really ask you to get a textbook, you can bring it. But generally, to be honest, I've never got a textbook here, and pretty much whatever the professor gives us, we go through that. So I guess just to have a complete thing, other guys here from the different branches, you guys can answer this question. Somebody from electrical can give some info.
Page in each of during the when you do the class search and you open up the web page for that particular course, you can see the syllabus and the books listed by the professor at the bottom of that page. It is well actually get it is difficult to tell what books you should bring along with you, especially in the case of electrical engineering. This is because many a time a course which is taken by a professor this semester might not be taken by the same professor this next semester. So you would have to wait for the professor to describe detail out which textbook is there. But of course, ASU library have all the required textbooks, and you also get the e-versions of the books online. So I would say you need not worry too much about the textbooks because they also add a lot of weight to your luggage. And back to the team.
So if anybody has anything to add. Okay, let's take the next one. So Akshay asks, what are all the vegetables and ingredients available in Turkey? Good question, Bobby.
Hey Akshay, so there are mostly all of the vegetables available here, especially because there are a lot of grocery stores around ASU, and if they are not at the local grocery stores, you can definitely find them at the Indian stores around. There are a couple Indian stores that are right by campus, so you can take a look at them as soon as you get here, or have whatever is best convenient to you. Thank you.
Okay, guys, I'd like to make a quick request. Since we are running out of time, we'll stop taking questions from now on. So we'll try to answer all the questions, whatever we have. So if you're not able to answer it, we will definitely get back to you. We will respond to all your queries. So moving on to the next question. Where temporary accommodations will be provided? Shalmali asked this question. So Mitzi, I guess you can answer this better.
Normally, we will be providing temporary accommodations depending on where we can get you adjusted in. It might be at houses of local families, like I mentioned before, or with new students, with current ASU students, or in new apartments. We can't say right now where you will be accommodated, but we'll try our best to let you know in advance where you'll be going off to.
Just to add on to that, if you're concerned about safety, don't worry about it. We will make sure that you are put together in a safe place with current students. The next question is from Ratnakar. He asks, are we eligible for off-campus jobs as shown in the website earlier, since the students are holding an F1 visa? Funny, would you like to answer this?
Yes, regarding off-campus jobs, international students holding an F1 visa are not eligible for any off-campus jobs in the first 18 credits that they take, and this is for graduate students. When I speak this is for graduate students. Graduate students are not eligible for any off-campus jobs. Off-campus being in any sort of job in which you are not paid by ASU directly. For the first 18 credits, you are eligible for off-campus jobs provided you finish 2 semesters or 2 semesters and 18 credits. I might have been a bit vague on 18 credits. So you need to finish 2 semesters and 18 credits before you are eligible for off-campus job, and that too you will need to get permission from your department and as well as the International Student Services Center. The best and the most reliable source of information for this is to contact ISSC as it is called now, because they are the ones who deal with this on a daily basis, and they are the ones with all the legal info on your visa status, how to maintain your visa status, and what all you need to do to maintain your status as a full-time F1 student. Thank you, Anish.
Thank you, Funny. Anybody else would like to add anything on this? Yes,
Yeah,
Saurabh.
I'd like to add that I think the visa rule says that you cannot work outside of your university before completion of 9 months in here. I met one of my advisors and she told me this. That is one thing. And the other thing is there are a list of companies which are called EIP companies. They are tied up with our university. So it works like they pay our university and the university pays you as a student. So basically you are working for the university, but you're working in those companies. So there are a list of EIP companies which are there on our university website itself. You can apply to those companies as soon as you land up here. You don't need to wait for those 9 months. You can work in those companies, and that is called a co-op. So you can work in those companies as a co-op intern before you complete your 9 months. Yeah, that is only what I had to add. You can work outside campus, but it has to be in one of those EIP companies. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Saurabh. Just to add on to that, so any questions related to your job or anything on your F1 visa status, feel free to reach out to the immigration advisors at International Students and Scholars Center. So those are the best guys who can give you the advice. So the next question is from Kiraneshwar. He asks, he's from electrical engineering and he's specializing in solid state devices. So he talks about his visa interview. He got a 221G form and they have asked him to wait for approval. He asks if we have any more information on that, and he asks if see some students getting their visa approved after their orientation day. So in that case, what should we do? So Aditya, would you like to try to answer this one, please?
Sure. So basically, 221G would mean it's a provisional visa withhold. So they will go through something called background check, and based on what they find, they would approve the visa. So until you get the decision from them, there's nothing much you can do apart from waiting for the decision. And although they say it may take 2 to 3 months, you may end up getting the decision earlier. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Thank you, Aditya. That was a really good answer. So the next one is from Snehal. She's from MS Software Engineering. She asks about the 1255 apartment and stuff. So as we said, Snehal, please contact the seniors who are there at that apartment. So they'll be able to help you out on this one. The next one is from Tejal. The question is, how is GPA calculated? The degree requires 30 credits. If I enroll for more courses, then will they be counted towards my GPA? Well, one of the things about IPOS is one of the reasons why we have IPOS is to have a plan of study for you guys. So this plan of study is given based on the number of the program what you have and the number of credits you require. So in this plan of study, you make sure that you add in all the required courses you have and you make sure that it's a 30 credit. So you can choose which courses you want to be included in your IPOS, and only those courses will be counted towards your GPA. So just in case if some student might feel that they have a low GPA and they want to increase their GPA, they can enroll for more courses and include that in their IPOS so that their final certificate will have the IPOS GPA listed. And the next question is from Pyle. He asks, how's the job scene after masters, especially in computer science? Can you guys elaborate on that? And the visa scene regarding jobs. I think Pyle is asking about the H-1B visa. So the H-1B visa, as you guys know, still works on the lottery scheme, if I'm not wrong. And the job scene, I'd say it's pretty good over here. And as we have told you previously, it all depends on your preparation and on your networking, on the applications you have, and it's all on you. So the more you work hard, and the better the chances are. The next question is from Ashish. He asked, can we transfer from ASU to any other university in the spring semester if I get an admit from, let's say, another college in the West Coast for spring season? What is the probability of getting a transfer, and is there a process for that? Barbie, would you like to answer this one?
Yes, of course. Yes, you can always transfer to any other state university. There is some paperwork that goes along with it, and it is not necessary that all of the credits that you've taken at ASU are transferred as the same credits at the other university. So I would take a look into that. I would go and try to look on the websites of the schools that you're looking at, and that would give you that would be a better resource for you. We're back to Nish.
Yeah, thank you, Bobby. That was a good answer. Just to add on to that, again, International Students and Scholars Center, ISSC. So these are the guys whom you have to contact when you want to transfer out from ASU. So this is how the process works. You have a transfer out from our university and a transfer in for the other universities what you're going into. So you can talk to the advisors. They will help you out in detail on this one. The next question is from Rupakshi. She asks about the how costly is the bus service in Tempe? I believe Aditya can give a couple of points on this one.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, we have the Valley Metro Orbit bus service that goes around free for all the citizens of Tempe. Whereas if you want to go by some other bus services that run between Phoenix or Mesa or the neighboring cities, then you can log on to, you can go to valleymetro.org and find out the rates. It ranges from $2 per ride to $4 for the entire day, and you can take as many rides as you want on that particular day. Uh, I guess that will answer the question. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Aditya. Just to add on to that, you have the U Pass, which is specific to ASU students. So U Pass is something you can get for a semester or a semester break. So you can pay $200 during the semesters and you can get the U Pass. So that can be used on all the Valley Metro buses, the rapid service, and as well as the Metro Light Rail. So going on to the next question, Snehal asks again. She wants to purchase a laptop from US, and what's the process to purchase it in campus? Is university student discounts can apply? Aditya, would you like to answer this?
Sure. So basically, the on-campus bookstore has an Apple store where you can look at the Apple products if you want to purchase. However, I would recommend you check for different websites online so that you get to choose from a wide variety and not just Apple products. There's also a Best Buy store which is quite close to the campus, so you can go and have a look at the laptops on display and choose from whatever configuration suits you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, just to add on to that, yes, student discounts are given pretty much everywhere here. So whenever you go buy some electronics or any other stuff, just go ask them for a student discount. Just tell them you go to ASU, you might get a student discount. The next question is from Manidi. He asks, my sister is buying a mobile for me in Chicago. Can we take the mobile plan over there and use it in Arizona? Is there anything like roaming like in India? Funny, would you like to take this one?
Well, Manideep, I would say the best source of information would be your sister who is actually purchasing the mobile phone. She can inquire with the service provider over there. Well, as far as I know, mostly roaming services are not chargeable. It is only, as in you do not have a separate charges for incoming calls, but you might have a separate charge for data plans. But the best person who can answer you is the person who is purchasing your phone over there. Back to you, Anish.
Question. The next question is from Sonia. She asks, how do we get renter's insurance and what's the approximate amount for it? Funny or sort of, anyone if you can answer this, I guess.
I'll take this one.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I'm going to share the screen with you where you can compare different renters insurances. The thing is, renters insurance is not is mostly a lot many apartment complexes have a tie-up with a particular rent insurance company, and they might describe, they might give you the details, the contact details of the person you may contact for getting a renters insurance. Apart from this, there are these a couple of websites that you can use. One being this, and the zip code that you see there is the zip code for Tempe. So whichever website you go to, enter that, and you can, and make sure you enter renter's insurance. And in property type, you choose an apartment, and you are not a homeowner, as well as you are not currently insured. So these websites can help you get information on different insurers in case your apartment complex does not already give you one. That would be all from my side, Anish.
Thank you, Funny, for the very detailed explanation. The next question is from Soha. The question is, I already have a social security number when I was in the US a couple of years back on a different program. So will I need a different SSN at this time around, or will the same one work? Ideally, I believe the same SSN would work, but I would suggest you to come and talk to the advisors at ISSC since they handle all the social security related questions. So I believe it should be the same, but please come and talk to the advisors over here. The next one is from Abhinav. The question is, the apartments are asking for guarantors while they're trying to lease online. I guess we have already answered it before. So now we'll request you to please check the video again so that you can get your answer. The next one is from Smita Shekhar. She asks, how is the experience of staying on campus? Is it really worth the money? I believe you're talking about university housing and stuff. So I guess Barbie will be able to answer this one.
Of course. Yes, I did live on campus my first year, and I really, really loved my experience because I did get one-on-one time with a lot of people, got a chance to meet a lot of new people. And I do think it's worth the money because it does count for the experience. So if you can definitely live on campus, I would say go for it. Thank you. Over to Anish.
Thank you, Barbie. Just like to give you guys a quick statistics. We have answered more than 100 questions, and about, I guess, around 150 guys are currently on the Hangouts. I'd like to restate that we have already stopped taking more questions since we have a lot of questions to answer. But again, if you have any other queries, please feel free to reach out to us on our Gmail, isa.asu@gmail.com, or on our Facebook page, or any one of us. We'll be happy to help you guys out. So we have some more questions left. We'll quickly go through them. So the next one is from Vishwanath. He asks, I'm joining MS in mechanical. Is it necessary to come with a very specific area of concentration? Can we explore the subjects there? Aditya, could you please answer?
Yeah, so when you come here, you can register for at most 4 courses in one semester, but during the first week of classes, you can pretty much attend whatever courses you like, and based on that, you can decide which courses to register, and you can even switch courses after the start of the semester, but this is limited only to the first week. So yeah, you can explore different courses after coming to the campus. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditya. The next one is from Sharmili. She asks, one of my roommates is in Polytechnic campus. So can I know how far is Amber Gardens from the bus stop? And that will take her to the Polytechnic campus. Saurabh, I guess you can answer this one better.
Yeah, I do stay in Amber Gardens. So, and I had a roommate whose campus was Polytechnic. So, basically, you need to move to the Gamage. That is a place inside the university, where you get shuttles to the Polytechnic campus. And there is one other place in a road called Rural. So that will be far from you if you're staying in Amber Gardens. So the nearest is place called Gamage. So that will take you have to take a public transport, the orbit buses, and that will take you anywhere between 12 to 20 minutes to reach Gamage, and from there I believe it takes 40 to 45 minutes to reach the Polytechnic campus. I'm not very sure though, but I believe it takes that much of time. So yeah, that would be it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. The next question is from Shekhar. He asks, "Hi, could you highlight about the safety for students, theft, mugging, etc.?" I'd let the others speak for you guys, so that you can get a clear picture. Raghav, would you like to add a few things on it since you have been here for a long time?
Yes, I've been here for a long time and I've stayed pretty much all over the campus, all around the campus. I generally find that Tempe is a much safer city than the stories that I hear from my friends at, say, UCLA or other big cities. Tempe is a charming little city, and it's reasonably safe. There's no big political incentives around here. There's no big problems with anything, except you have to be careful no matter what. So you never know what's going to happen. At least when you're new here, just be careful about who you talk to and what you say, and unless you're really used to how to talk to people here, you might not know that you're really offending someone by using certain words. You might not know that, but you might do that. So don't get into trouble in such manners. So apart from that, you really don't have to worry too much about safety. ASU does have its own ASU police, which is its own police department, and then there's Tempe police, which you can call by using 911. ASU also has an escort service where they pick you up and drop you anywhere in the campus late in the night. You can make use of that. Um, so I would say pretty much a bit safe place. But I would also encourage the other people and in this hangout to give their opinions, particularly the women here. What do you guys think? What do you say? Is it safe?
I definitely think it's safe because you have a lot of options, especially if let's say, if you're studying late at night at the library. They do have free um, campus service where they drive you to from the library to wherever you need to go. It is from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. So if you are studying late, that's the way to go. And also, the apartments and everything are pretty safe everywhere around. So yeah.
I guess Mitzi can also add a few things to it.
Yeah, I think Tempe is a pretty safe place. We do have a lot of police patrolling, so crime rates are not too bad. You can always look up statistics on crime rates and how it is around ASU. So yeah.
Okay, thank you guys. Don't worry, people. Tempe is a safe place, and as always, police are just 2 minutes away, and they are much faster than the police we are used to. Okay, the next question is from Mustang. Yes, I've heard that we should take travel insurance since we are moving out of the country. Is it mandatory? Do we have to approach a separate company for this? I guess I've already answered this. Aditya, if you want to add a quick couple of lines on this one, the travel insurance.
Yeah, so the traveler's insurance, although it's not mandatory, we recommend that you take one at least till the time your university insurance starts taking care of your insurance. It's just as a safety measure so that if you fall sick after coming here, maybe due to the change in climate or something, you are in good hands and you don't have to spend the exorbitant amount from your pockets. Thank you.
Thanks, Aditya. The next one is from Praneet. He asked, "My brother will be there to pick me up in Phoenix. Should I still fill the pickup form?" Shashwat, would you like to answer that? Anyways, I'll take up that question. So Praneeth asks if his brother is coming to pick him up from the airport, should he still want to fill the form? The form is meant for the free super shuttle ride from the airport to the campus with the help of ISA volunteers. So if you are sure that your relative will be coming there to pick you up, you can go ahead and not fill the form. So That would be the answer for it. And the next one is from Tejal. As do we need to bring a certificate showing that we don't have TB? Do we need to bring this for any other diseases, specific test, or medical centers in getting these tests? So, Aditya, would you like to answer that?
I'd like to redirect this question to Funny since he has more information about the medical stuff.
Uh, with regards to TB, it is not a mandatory requirement that you bring along documentation showing your immunity to tuberculosis. However, this is also a matter of independent judgment, individual judgment. So I'd say it is not required by ASU on my ASU website. So, but you are free to bring along whatever vaccination records you may possess with you. And that's about all we can say on this topic. Thank you.
Ask, can you give a rough monthly breakdown of expenses for a graduate student? I guess our backend guy Shravan can explain this better.
All right. So, well, that's actually going to depend on your lifestyle basically. But to give a approximately, it would, and it also depends on where you're going to stay and how much the rent you're going to pay and how many people you're going to share the apartment with. Assuming that you're going to live in a place like Amber Gardens, where the rent is about $900. With 4 people, I end up paying about $250 as the rent approximately, and then there's about $40 electricity bill, and then maybe there's like $10 of uh, uh, internet bill, and then again about $30 of your phone connection, your T-Mobile plan or something like that, and then that's about your basic utilities and your rent, and after that your food expenses. That would again you can basically live off of as less as, let's say, what, 50 to 70 bucks if you're cooking all the time, and if you're eating out more most of the times, then yeah, you'll probably end up spending about 150 or 200 bucks. So your living expenses, it completely depends on you. It can range anywhere between 400 bucks to about 1000 or 1200 bucks. So yeah, that's about it. Back to you, Anish.
Thank you, Shravan. I guess most of the students would like to would have wanted to hear that answer. And the next question is from a student who asks, so what are the things around Tempe who I spend time around here, especially during the season when the temperature is a bit better? Really good question. I guess Shashwat can answer this one. Shashwat?
Okay. There are a lot of options for you to get yourself involved with, to get your exercise going. So ACU has a wonderful facility with the Sun Devil Fitness Center, which is SDFC. So there are a lot of gymming equipments, all sports activities are there. So I mean, you can think of it, and they have it right from football, basketball, badminton, tennis. They have it all, and there are a lot of there are special classes like the Deblex classes where you can uh, pay up. You need to get uh, involved with that. You have to enroll with that, and you can have your classes like yoga, Pilates, aerobics, spinning, running, jogging. All that is there. So, and there are plus there are a lot of intramural sports that keep going on there. So, uh, pick your sport and be involved, and all the best if you want to get things. So, back to you, Anish.
Yeah, thank you, Shashwat. The next question is from Aryan. So he asks, how is the performing arts scene at ASU? I believe Raghav can answer this question.
Yes, Anish. Aryan, I'm finally glad that someone asked something that's non-academic. Um, kind of a good relief from all the monotonous answering that's going on here. The performing arts scene at ASU is in fact, at Tempe is pretty good. In fact, I used to think, coming from Tamil Nadu, that I used to think Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and maybe West Bengal has the best performing scenes in the world. But after coming here, I realized that Tempe is as, particularly in the music scene, it's as good as any other Indian state you would find. There's music ranging from anywhere from classical music to Indian classical out here. I say, from our point of view, we have our own cultural events where there's a lot of opportunities for you to showcase your performing arts. Jankar, which is one of our biggest events, is as big as any culturals that you would get in the US, and we have a whole bunch of events with more than an hour dedicated to music and more than 2 hours dedicated to dance, and we also have other variety events over here. So ISA does its part with Jankar, but we also have other events where you are encouraged to showcase your talent. Apart from ISA, there are other organizations in and around ASU. You should go over the student organizations and clubs website at sorc@asu.edu, where you can find more information on what club is doing what kind of events. There's also outside ASU collaborated clubs such as Speak Mackay and Art of Living, who also conduct their own events where you can showcase your cultural talents. If you want to do something, if you want to explore something that's local, you should look at apps like Meetup and other such apps. You should also look up Reddit, where there's people who are always posting around, asking questions about who they can collaborate with in terms of big art projects or music projects, or even dance projects sometimes. So there's, there's really a lot more to education at ASU than what one might think of. Back to you, Fanny.
Tanvi asked, when and where do we have to submit our degree certificate to remove our academic hold? When can we expect to get it back? Swastik, would you like to take this one, please?
Yeah, sure, Anish. So you have after you can submit your degree certificates after you come to ASU. Um, it's located at the Student Services building again. You have to submit it to the admissions office over there, and it depends on, because there are a lot of new international students who's going to be coming, so it takes a while to return the papers back. But then it takes generally 7 to 10 business days to have them reviewed, and they will send you an email notifying you that about when you can come and pick it up from the office itself. But don't worry about it before you come here. You can do that after you come here, and soon as you submit those documents, the hold will be removed from your account if there is any kind of hold regarding document submission. Back to you, Nish.
Thank you, Swastik. That was a perfect answer. So we have one last question. Pankaj Singh asks, what is the approximate cost of cab drop from airport to Tempe campus, and what is the rent of 3 days accommodation provided by ISA? I'm sure Shravan can answer this.
Well, we are not charging anything for the 3 days of accommodation, and the cost of a cab is, I guess, it's going to cost somewhere between $20 to $25. It's a very minimal cost. So yeah, I guess that answers your question. Over to you, Anish.
So I guess we are at the end of
You're
all the questions here. So we'll try to answer. We have answered around the number. So we have answered more than 125, 130 questions today, and that's a lot of questions. And just before we wrap up, we'd like to introduce the team again. All of them are here. So just want to add a couple of things. So once we come into ASU, we have a lot of events lined up for you guys, starting with the Independence Day, so one of the important events. So make sure to be dressed, be in your cultures. We're gonna have it for you. And we have a lot of other events coming up in the opening week. So you're gonna have an exciting first week here at ASU, and we are looking forward to meet all of you guys. So this is the team ISA who are helped out and everything. So so team ISA is signing off from ISA Hangouts 2015. Go Rebels!
Should I end it?